Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the JBR Play podcast. I'm John, and tonight I'm with Ben and Rick.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
I know he jumped when you started there. I was like, oh.
It's right in your ear, to be fair. Anyway, guys, the topic for tonight we're going to talk about is obviously this week we've had the release of Rogue One, a new Star Wars film. So let's kind of keep a Star Wars vibe going. And so if you guys were to live in the Star Wars universe, what would be your ideal life in that universe? Like, would you want to be a Jedi, a bounty
Nobody
hunter,
wants to be a Jedi.
a smuggler, a Jabba the Hutt?
A Jabba the Hutt.
I can imagine. I
Jabba the Hutt without the flesh.
I can imagine you as a Jabba. No, yeah, just be a gangster basically, yeah, but a worm, big fat worm gangster.
Do you want to go first, Rick?
Oh,
Or do
I
you
was
know
saying,
what- do you know?
Jedi's too boring. Like, you'd be too goody two shoes, really. You can't fall in love with anyone. You have to apply to these rules and blah blah. Grey Jedi's a lot more interesting.
Yeah, like if you were a Jedi, yeah, you get the cool powers. But like you said, the Sith and the Grey Jedi also get those powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd be so restricted in life. You wouldn't get to. I kind of feel like Jedi don't necessarily get to live. If you know what I mean.
Well,
Like,
They devote themselves to...
yeah, they devote to the cause. They do their, what you call it, when you hand a book and say, I do this.
Swear.
Oath. So, yeah, they do the
Oath.
oath. So they are stuck with this. They have to do this. So you can leave, like Ahsoka does it in Clone Wars.
In
You
Clone
can
Wars, yeah.
leave the rebel.
You can leave the
Come
rebel.
on! Swear your
What's
shit
the rebel
out,
order?
Ben.
I'm really tired. The Jedi Order. You can leave if you want to. You give over your lightsaber and you say, I am
But
released.
surely you
What-
still have all your force
um,
powers.
You can't give up your power.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying...
I
Like,
don't know if it's like
Maybe
Harry
you take
Potter,
a-
like you're not allowed to do magic out of school.
Because the lightsaber just enables them, but the force powers of persuasion and
Maybe
stuff,
they
yeah, but that's
take
the weapon
another.
of the Jedi, so you can't.
Do you think
walk
they
around
have
with
to
it.
take like another oath where they're like, I swear I won't use my powers outside of the
reach
order?
for the water, just push it off?
Or like,
Damn it.
you know, like how when you're underage in Harry Potter, if you use magic, it gets maybe like Yoda's like, there's a disturbance. What, that person who just left is using the force outside already. Bring them back in. But yeah, like, it's just limited. Actually, that's a good point. If you were to, would you have to give up your lightsaber? I don't actually know that.
I think you do have to, because it is, as I say, it's the weapon of the Jedi. You're not a Jedi, so you cannot be walking around with this.
But
thing.
like, okay,
it's
so
like the police. If you're in the police, you can't,
Keep your
keep
baton
all
or
your
your-
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to give it back. You still have all your things you've learned, I guess, but you have to give it back.
could you imagine being a soldier walking out with your rifle? What are you doing? I'm keeping
Exactly.
it.
I think it's very
I
much
like
the same
it.
sort of thing.
But,
I like it. It's
um,
a pretty colour.
But okay, for example, what I was getting at before I was rudely interrupted.
I added to your point, actually.
So, because obviously you know how you do get it today, kind of you get mainly the military, when they quit, some soldiers will become mercenaries. Imagine being a Jedi and training as a
Don't take
Jedi
mine,
until
don't
you've
take
got
mine.
the rank of master, then you quit. And I'm not saying bounty hunter necessarily, but become a mercenary or a bounty hunter.
Well, that's what I'd want to do.
Would
I
you-
would learn. I don't know if I'd learn to be a Sith or a Jedi, because in the Jedi you kind of expect things of you and to be good and stuff. I would learn. I would like it maybe like the more Luke thing, like he just learns from someone. There's no good, there's no bad. You're just learning.
But
And
he is
then
still
I would-
learning the Jedi code. I know he's not
Yes,
abiding
but
by
he's
their
not
rules.
Stuck to it, like he has to do this because. Like he goes off and helps Han and Leia because he's like, I'm going, bye. See you
but
later.
to be-
I'm off now.
Yeah.
I do also think if that happened in the prequels, I don't think they would stop someone. I don't think,
I think they would
like
take
if
him
Anakin
home
went to go and help
wrapped his
Obi-Wan,
knuckles with a stick.
they wouldn't be
Oh,
like,
do I?
we can't stop you, but we really don't recommend you
Yeah.
go there, kind of. I think they would try and basically go, you do have the choice to go, but it's a stupid choice to go, kind of thing. It's not a good move to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Sith, obviously there's rules, there can only be two,
Well,
so
the problem with the Sith is they all want to kill each other.
exactly, I was gonna say, you'd never be safe. You'd be like as soon as you got your own apprentice, you'd be like, yeah, he's gonna be really powerful.
Yeah.
Which means
That's
I'm
my boy,
about,
come on.
yeah, I'm so proud of you, Stab. Oh, no.
That's my boy.
Grey Jedi, can they kind of do what they want?
Grey Jedi are much more.
We're very neutral. aren't
They are purely neutral. They walk the line between light and the dark. They don't say I'm a Jedi, like a good Jedi or a Sith. They are purely. It's not
I
quite
do what needs to be
anti-hero,
done,
but it's
kinda.
kind of that. It's like they do what they feel is right rather than I'm being a good guy or I'm being a bad guy. It's just they
Yeah.
do what they will do.
So
Almost.
you know, it was in the Clone Wars TV series. I'm guessing it will be in some of the expanded universe stuff as well. The Mandalorians. One of them has like it's in Rebels. It's expanded upon further that it is actually a form of lightsaber. He has a
Blade,
black
yeah.
blade, and it's not in the shape of a lightsaber. When he triggers it from the hand sword, It actually looks like a kind of a
It's kind
sword.
of a machete
Yeah,
almost.
like a one-sided
length.
blade,
Yeah.
but it is a lightsaber. Surely he technically shouldn't be allowed that then. Like if the Jedi would be monitoring,
Don't
would they
remember
monitor
where it came
lightsabers
from.
or?
Well, yeah, the people who make them to make a lightsaber. Do you know about this?
Yes, yeah.
So to make a lightsaber, Rick, I don't know if you know, but you have to go to Ilum, the planet, and you collect your crystal. They expanded on it more in the Clone Wars, where you go into this cave as a youngling, and you have to face like your character flaw almost. Like,
Is it like what happened in Empire Strikes Back when Luke goes into the cave and
It's
sees Vader?
quite similar. It's like if you're very like arrogant, then it will have something that balances that, makes you have to not be arrogant to get through this. And like it was like this Wookiee kid who's like scared of like water and being alone or something, and then to get his crystal, he has to cross this big, giant river basically to get to this one little island in the middle that has his crystal. And they see it glinting. No one else can see it. They see this glint, and they know that's their crystal to collect. Then they get it, and then if they make it out in time, because they don't make it out in time, they get frozen inside this cave. So
Nice.
it's kind of a bit sadistic, yeah.
Go, child, and if you don't
Yeah.
come back, if you're not out in 10 minutes, I know what's
That is
happened.
literally what it is. Yoda melts this. It's a waterfall. He melts it. He says, "Go get your thing," and then basically you better be out in time, otherwise you'll stay in there forever.
But surely Yoda could just, if he hears them like tap on the other side, like it's okay, I'll just melt it again.
That's what I thought, but apparently not. He's like, "Nope, bye."
Wow.
Yeah,
These
then,
new things you learned about someone you thought was a good guy.
pretty much. And they take them to the ship where there's this robot guy who basically helps them build their lightsabers, finds the parts, and they build it based off their personality. That's kind of how it is. So, like, the same Wookiee kid gets like a wooden handle for his, which suits.
Yeah,
the Wookiee
well, it's meant to go with your
chic and
fighting
stuff.
style and like
That as well.
kind of if you're quite, because Anakin's a very, there are 7 forms of lightsaber combat, and I think Form 3 is what Obi-Wan's meant to use, and it's a very defensive style of sword fighting, kind of like you let them attack you, you block, and then you counter. Whereas Anakin's, I can't remember which form he uses,
He's very
but
aggressive.
he's a very
Aggressive,
he's attack.
It's the way he holds the lightsaber at the top of his head like that. That's the old slam down sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's like Mace
Finish
Windu.
him.
Mace Windu, he fights very aggressive, but that's him almost hitting dark.
I was going to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's his form. Is technically, it's a very not frowned upon, but it's a very risky form to use, isn't it?
Yes.
Of lightsaber fighting,
Yeah.
because it works on it goes off your anger, doesn't it? It plays off of your anger. So you have to be a very kind of powerful Jedi and very in control
of
to
it,
use
that's
that.
what it is, yeah.
Use that form of combat.
I'm sure he has a purple saber as well.
Oh, that's because apparently the colors represent something different, don't they? Like I think green's for wisdom, isn't
Green
it?
is more
And blue's
intelligence and
courage,
wisdom.
isn't it?
Blue is more it's more the fighters is what it is. So green tends to be more for force users, people who concentrate on, using the force, whereas blue is more the sword fighters.
Yeah. And so I'm guessing your crystal, because you obviously they would have a connection with their crystal that you would sense.
Yeah.
What color crystal do you guys think you would have?
Orange or yellow.
Well, what does that represent?
They're the more grey side, where it's more it's not linked really to the light or the dark. It's more this.
but
I
I
haven't read
mean,
it in a long time.
In
But
terms of, do you think you would, if it was, for example, green and blue, if one of them is more of a force user and one of them is more of a sword fighter, do you think you would be likely to get a blue one? Because
if it was those two, I'll be blue.
yeah, same.
Probably,
I think I would.
yeah.
I think Rick would be green. What do you think?
I was thinking about that. I'm not quite sure. Could be either one, really.
Because I reckon I'd be one of those people that doesn't really think about using the force. I'd be so focused on sword fighting, I forget to, but like, I can just push him over.
I'd be the like push up, like and die.
But that's the thing, I think I'd be like, I could get close to him and risk getting stabbed, or there's a heavy thing above him. Let's drop down on top of him.
Because in terms of like,
such a Yoda, Rick.
in terms of like the life you'd want to live, you never want to be a stormtrooper, would you? Because it's like shoot that target. Oh, please don't, not again. I can't hit it.
If you've got no special powers, do you want to get paid?
Well, there's weird things about the whole stormtrooper
It's
thing. 'cause
employment.
It's employment, yes, but you're likely to be killed by Luke Skywalker or a giant Wookiee wielding a crossbow.
Possibly.
I reckon a pilot would be a like I say fun.
In
That's
what?
not a fun job, but like
in
a
the
rebel
army?
pilot. Yeah, in the one of the armies, a rebel army, or it depends what era as well. Like the Clone Wars, obviously you'd have to be a clone.
Well,
To fit in there, but being a pilot in like space battles, I think would be a very intense,
Well, you can
one,
as
like,
a
very
Jedi
high
as well.
adrenaline.
You can still be a
Yes,
Jedi and do that.
true. I think I would like to be. on like the Mandalorian side of things. I love their kind of way of life and like their lore and their
Have you seen
backstory.
how they're doing in the Clone Wars?
Yeah, not great. Yeah, yeah, I know,
they're
but
a tyrant. Oh, now they're run by Darth Maul now.
no, but didn't he give him over to Darth Sidious to like try and kind of get back on his good side? And then Darth Sidious was like, "No, you're trying to betray me."
I think he did, but then they fought. Yeah, and then I think he left Darth Maul for dead. I think I can't remember.
He killed Darth Maul's spoilers. He killed Darth Maul's brother, and then he threw him. Yeah, he threw him like off a cliff or something. I think again, second time that someone's presumed he's dead by chucking him off or something.
Yeah, and then he's back in Rebels, isn't he? I haven't watched Rebels,
he's
so
getting
I
a
don't
bit.
know.
His parts getting bigger and bigger in Rebels. Yeah, he's
And
a very
gonna be
different
Darth
character.
Plagueis. Not Darth Plagueis.
I was going to say, do you mean Snoke?
Snoke even.
Yeah, I think that could work. If they did it,
It would work.
if they did it properly, it could be quite a cool thing having more because he was a fan favorite.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to bring him back as long as you can justify bringing him
Yeah,
back.
that's right. You don't bring him back because you can, because then he won't be a fan favorite.
Exactly. Yeah, you kind of kill what everyone loved about him.
But why did you love Darth Maul? It's not like he said
he's
much.
such a
Because he was such a badass.
He's just
Yeah,
cool.
I know, but
It's just one of those characters where it's
And
like Boba Fett.
yeah,
He only had 5 lines, and
Yeah, I
apparently
know.
what was it? 5 lines.
One of them was
but as Smoke, he'd be very different then compared to
because
what
he was the first guy
But
who came
it's-
in with a
you're
new
still-
style.
Yeah.
That's it was always single sabers all the time. And he came in with this double, flips
like,
out,
"Ah."
goes boosh, like, oh, what is this?
I-
It's amazing.
It's not just that. I think it's also the fact that like he already had the kind of silent badass approach because he hardly said anything throughout. And then he took on a Jedi Master and a Jedi Apprentice, borderline Jedi Knight. He was as skilled as a Jedi Knight, and
No
he
problems.
he technically won the duel.
He did. It was his
he-
hubris. It was
yeah.
just being an idiot.
Exactly. Yeah, he actually won the fight overall, but then Obi-Wan was just like, "Not today," and did a little trick.
It's still
got
really slow.
overconfident.
You just, where you going? Oh, you're over my head. Okay, where you go? Oh, you're landing there. Oh. Okay. Could have lifted your
pieces now.
saber to him or something. Done an Anakin. Slice his legs off.
You underestimate my power.
I should have thought about that. The fact that Obi-Wan did the same thing Anakin did, except
He
did it.
Could you imagine? Darth Maul's like, "It's over. I have the high ground," and then he's like, "Oh no, I know what happens to
I've
my
been here
apprentice."
before.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I think it's the great thing about Star Wars is it's such a massive universe, and there was so like a smuggler, for example. Again, you could kind of be like a fire. Rick, have you seen Firefly?
yes.
Like a Firefly and Han, because he is inspired. There's definitely some inspirations into Mal from Han Solo, and again, I think a space smuggler could be a really fun and exciting life kind of thing. But obviously, then you'd be a criminal.
You are a smuggler.
But like again, because I think everyone associates. Obviously, when you think of Star Wars, you do naturally think of Jedi. It's one of the first thoughts you go to. But again, like we were saying, it's cool. It is really cool, but you're so restricted in your life choices if you were to pick that way of life. And it would be quite cool, as you're saying, like to retire. But then if you could keep your lightsaber, maybe go on to being like a freelance Jedi for hire kind of thing. That would be wicked.
A bounty hunter as. Then again, yeah, you're not a Jedi then, are you? So a force-wielding bounty hunter.
But surely you'd be brought
With
in
a
by the
saber.
Jedi Order. They'd eventually catch word of what you're doing, or they'd sense you.
But hopefully I'll be, badass enough to take him on.
What, take on the entire Jedi Order?
I just run away.
I
and
don't
get a
think they all
smuggler
come
friend.
at the same
I'll get
time,
a
John.
smuggler friend and be like, come
Just
on,
the
let's do
whole
this.
of the Jedi Academy.
No, but to be honest, if you kill
Oh,
one or two
you're
Jedi,
coming with us.
but if you kill one or two Jedi, they'd
Okay.
probably go, right, let's send
I
the
wouldn't
big
kill
guns
him.
like
I'll be
Mace
like,
Windu
just,
or
can
Yoda.
you like,
no,
leave me alone?
don't kill them because that would
Yeah,
would
that's
piss
bad.
them
That's
off.
bad.
Yeah, but even if
Yeah.
you beat them,
You fight them, then leave.
but the fact is, you'd be making that order look weak, and that you can't. They wouldn't allow looking weak. So they would send someone after you, like Mace Windu or Yoda, where you kind of as soon as you see one of them, you're
John,
like, crap.
I'm sorry to tell you this. Mace Windu's dead.
Yes, but we're talking.
When is this taking place? That's
okay.
the question.
If Mace Windu is dead, then either way you are stopped because the Empire is hunting down any Force users, and they are sending armies after them.
Yeah.
It's like it would be literally like Order
I wouldn't
66.
necessarily be like, hey, bro, I'm a force wielder.
No, but if,
What's up?
if they caught wind of
Just use
you,
it occasionally, be like, oh,
no, but if they caught wind of you, the Inquisitors would be after you from Rebels, and they are basically Force sensitive. They're not Sith, but they are Force
like-
sensitive, borderline dark side users, and they hunt down
servants
Jedi.
of the Sith, I
Yeah,
guess.
they're kind of like their disciples almost, but they're not
Yeah.
official apprentices. And they hunt down. They basically their whole job is to target for Jedi and Force users, and either get them to join them or
No way,
kill
turn
them.
or kill them.
and so you'd be targeting away by something a lot scarier than the Jedi, because the Jedi at least are peaceful. They wouldn't kill
Scare
unless
the
they had
Jedi.
to.
Like, come on, let's go home. We'll take you to bed.
See what if Anakin was after
Oh,
you?
God.
Just go somewhere.
Don't mean that.
Please no. If Anakin's ever after you, just go and hide at the beach. And he'll be like, I hate sand.
I can't get it.
It's so sandy. But he breaks rules, and that's something. Surely the Jedi would sense his love for.
Or maybe he's like, oh,
Padme, because they kind of sense because they're like, I sense great fear in you. Be like, I sense great horniness in you when you look at Padme, kind of thing.
He senses great fear because he's afraid of the friend zone. He's like, oh no.
No, but that's actually a very good point. Thinking about that, when they were saying, I sense, like a lot of them say to him, I sense fear in you, I sense anger in you. Surely they'd also sense his love for Padme as well.
And they could only sense love then. They couldn't sense love for someone.
I mean, like, he'd have a love for Obi-Wan. Like his brother, so he's like.
Surely it'd be a different kind of love, though, and you'd be able to sense a difference in it.
So what, like Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes,
you have strong feelings.
No, but the thing is,
sexual feelings.
I guess you could say it's a selfless kind of love. Yeah, no, sexual feelings. No.
I guess they're more talking about his natural state of being rather than, like, sort of, like, he's always angry. He always has fear.
Well, it's his mother, really, isn't it? That's the big one, I think. That keeps coming up. It's like he's mad, he's angry because he lost his mother.
They had a very hard life, and she was brutally taken from him. Yeah.
And the love could be, they think, oh, it could be for his mum.
What planet would you like to live on? Out of all the Star Wars planets,
Alderaan.
Oh, well, I have some bad news.
Again, depends when.
Coruscant would be. I reckon you'd have a great night out.
It would be fun
for a while. I think you get. I think you'd be like the lack of civilization there.
Civilization. The Wookiees are civilized.
Could you speak Wookiee? Would you just spend your rest of your life? That's how you have to talk for the rest of your life.
I'd get a chair next to me, some wooden floor, and be like, done.
And they literally
bring me a sandwich.
What is this guy doing? I don't think they'd be your servants, Ben. Just because they're Wookiees, I don't think they'd wait on you hand and foot. I think they might kill you if you tried.
I think a place like Coruscant would piss me off.
It's
like living in London.
Could you? Yeah. To be fair, but could you imagine like the nightlife in Coruscant would be going to a nightclub as a Jedi, be like, "Hey, party time!" And I was like, "It's a Jedi." Oh my! And they'd be like, "Best behavior."
Buy me a drink. I don't want to buy a drink. You want to buy me a drink? You
want to play this song for me? And the DJ's like, "I want to play this song, douche."
You want to play Hard Diggity Dog? And tickle my balls.
But you could do so much. And do you actually? That's a good point. Do you think like obviously because you don't have petrol and stuff? If you were like the cost of like, do speeders and like spaceships just run forever?
They surely must run on something. They must have
like
some kind of battery.
Battery cells or something.
Well, it's like the power generating
power core
things in Attack of the Clones. You know, they fly through the things.
Sure.
I think I know what you're.
The purple beams. What are they called?
Oh, I know you mean. I know you mean like the electric fields between.
Yeah, and there's burning fire. So I mean, are they burning stuff?
It must be.
Burning fire. How's the fire burn? Yeah, so there could be burning like some sort of fuel.
Thing.
Maybe. Yeah. The science of Star Wars. If anyone knows, please leave it in the comments. Yeah.
I think they haven't really thought it this far through, because if it was really feasible, then
some people like grilling them over it. It's like, it doesn't matter. Stop ruining Star Wars.
Oh, there you go. We can live on the Death Star.
Why?
I have this all the time.
I was about to say it's safe, but no, that's right.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You know why?
Their track record is.
There's a little tiny hole in it. Apparently, you can get bombs in.
I thought you said you can get bums in. It's like bums. Do you mean bombs?
I did say bombs.
I know. I thought you said bums.
Oh, I thought you said bombs. I did say bombs, not bombs. Luke's like, block it with your ass.
Surely that'd be Vader. How do we block the hole? He's just mooning out of it. You'll never get this.
Yeah, torpedoes away, and the guy's like, oh.
It's like that bit in the Grand Tour when Jeremy Clark. Fire, how?
Fire it back like the Falcon.
If you could have any kind of spaceship from Star Wars, like, is your ship to go traveling from planet to planet?
Ship.
Yeah. What would you have?
Red Jedi Starfighter.
Bit cramped though.
Well, it's just to go to planet to planet.
Yeah, I quite like the.
Very quick.
Yeah, but so is the Falcon, and it's quite nice. It's spacious. You can like walk around. You got a bed.
Well, how are you gonna get it? Win it in a bet.
Well, he loses it quite often. By the sound of things, yeah.
It's a pilot junk. Why do you want it? It's pilot junk.
Hey, but it can make it in 14 parsecs.
What's Ray call it?
Or 11.
Did she say pile of junk?
No, she calls it just a pile of junk or something because they like reference the old film kind of thing. There's so many references in that film.
Rust bucket.
Even the last battle was just a big reference to the
Still
first
love
battle.
that parsecs is a unit of distance.
Oh yeah, it's a unit of distance, not time,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So no,
That's
4%. What? What does that even mean?
But no one knew that until there was one really smart person who watched it and was like, "Oh, that's not correct," and then they told everybody, and George Lucas was like,
Yes, I meant
Crap.
that.
"He's like, oh, but maybe in
What
their
he
universe
said.
it actually means a form of speed." You never
Speed
know.
divided by
A long
five.
time ago in a galaxy
Would you
far
have
away.
would you have like a C-3PO style
Surprised he's got
droid?
it covered there. Time and speed. Time and speed, time and distance.
Would you ever have like a C-3PO style droid?
No.
Hello.
Why do you want
Ah,
a
go
protocol
away.
droid? You know what mine would? Mine would BB-8. BB-2.
Oh,
Give me
BB-8.
BB-2. No, wait. BB... How far along are we? BB-56.
PB
Don't know how many we've had by now.
We've
The
had
red
one.
No,
Well, we've
in
had-
terms of how far in the universe we're talking.
Oh,
our lives
okay.
are.
Okay. Would you get and also like vehicle wise? Because obviously you got like the speeders like Luke had in New Hope. Do you think that'd be yours, or would you go for a speeder bike? Because it'd be a lot safer than a motorbike.
Well, still if you hit something, you're still going to
Yeah, but I think that's the same in anything. If you hit something from Star Wars, they all seem quite destructible.
get a speeder with a roof on it.
No
Convertible
convertibles.
speeder. Are they convertible speeders?
Well, some of them just don't have roofs, do they? On Tatooine, I guess it's convenient because it never rains. But if you're on like Endor or Camino, you want a roof.
Yeah, do you want this like convertible? Why would I want this convertible? It's Camino.
I want
The whole planet is water.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want a boat.
Yeah, an
Submarine.
open air boat. Woo!
How annoying would it be though if you lived in the Star Wars universe and like if you had a kid, no one would be like, "How's your child?" Be like, "How's your youngling?" He is a child, not a youngling.
Even when he's like 15. How's your youngling? He's a freaking teenager.
He is a girl.
I'm not a youngling. I'm an adult. Spotty grim kid.
That I found that line so hard to take seriously. Like, he murdered younglings, so he murdered children.
Why? Yeah, so yeah, he murdered all these little innocent children. Like,
It sounds.
Yeah.
I think that was to kind of not desensitize you, but to take away from how traumatic it is. Because if you were like he murdered children, like oh my god, that's dark. But like younglings kind of takes away some of the impact of what he's done.
have you seen the Robot Chicken episode where he has to kill the kids and he's like, okay, I've got to go to my happy place. Go to my happy place, and it's in the field of daisies with Padme. And he's like, oh, it's lovely. He starts swinging his lightsaber around, chopping all the daisies.
Yeah, he's like kind of daisy.
Yeah. The daisies cooling away, like, yeah! And when he gets home, he's like, Padme, I left you daisies on the table. She's like, oh, Annie! Ah!
That's just great.
That's amazing.
Brutal. That's the thing. Do you think you'd actually be able to keep to that? The whole like no love rule. Like if you like fell in love with someone, would you be like,
That's why I don't
sorry,
want to be a
Jedi.
Jedi.
No.
That's why I was
Yeah.
like, screw Jedi, great
Yeah.
Jedi.
I don't
go
want to be a
that
Sith.
You
because
can't screw a
it's
Jedi,
too
Rick. It's
temperamental.
against the rules.
way. Just for them, not for me.
Can
Technically-
Jedi screw Jedi?
No. But technically,
Without love, yes, you
yeah,
can.
without love.
Ah,
It's like Game of
there's a
Thrones.
loophole.
Game of Thrones. If you the Night's Watch,
If you have a
technically,
brother or a sister,
technically, as long as you're not in love with the person you're sleeping with, and you don't make a baby, you're not breaking your oath.
Yeah.
For the Night's Watch, there's loopholes in it, so there might be in the Jedi Order
I don't know what the oath
as well.
is
Like
for
technically, I
that.
guess you could have sex as long as you
It's
didn't.
consensual.
Well, yes, that's a given.
That's, yeah,
But,
I was going to say.
But
That's the loophole.
Rule number one.
it's going to a very weird place. But it's but yeah, like I guess if you didn't have feelings, because they're obviously worried about feelings leading to the dark side.
Yeah.
So if it was kind of just
Pressure
sex,
relief.
I guess. Yeah, yeah.
So
Tension
when this girl
relief.
comes back, it's like, I love you. They're like,
Sorry, Jedi.
Shut up.
I mean, you know, I'm a Jedi, yeah.
Is that your get out of jail free card? I'm sorry, I'm a Jedi. I'm not allowed to love you. I'm not allowed to be in a relationship. I'm sorry.
And then
I'm
she was
sorry.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh,
This should be more like,
I'm
leave
hurt.
now. No, I'm having a child. Fuck.
Oh, actually, new thing to add on to it. What race do you think you'd be, or what race would you like to be in Star Wars?
Ben Twi'lek.
Oh, I don't want to be a Twi'lek. Jesus.
I could just
Zabrak?
imagine
That's
it.
too many.
The blue ones
Bits.
with the.
Yeah, I know.
With the
Are you what? Were you asking?
No, yeah. Would you be a
Oh.
Zabrak?
Oh, Zabrak. They're a bit pointy, aren't they?
Yes, this Darth Maul's race. Yeah, with the horns.
Yeah.
So yeah. There's one way of describing it. Yes,
They're a bit
they're the pointy
pointy.
people. Yeah.
When we played SWTOR, I was always a human because I liked the humans. I thought they were just cool. Aliens are cool to look at, but I don't think I'd want to be one. Like Chiss are kind of cool, but they're like They're the blue people.
I don't think you mind either way because you're just that race.
So...
Is that what Thrawn is?
Yes, he's a Chiss. That's why people looked at him like, we didn't like him so much. The people he worked with.
Yeah, well, the Empire is actually quite racist towards aliens, aren't they?
Yeah, but especially the Chiss, because Chiss were, I'm pretty sure they're mainly slaves, or like not necessarily slaves, but a workforce sort of thing.
Are there different species of human within Star Wars? Am I right? Like the Mandalorians, are they a different type of human species?
Mandalorian is...
Because it's an ancient thing, isn't it? Like some of the modern Mandalorians aren't actually technically Mandalorians, are
Isn't
they?
it more like a? I thought it was more like a sect
tribe.
or something. Yeah, tribe kind of thing.
I think the original Mandalorians, I think, are a race, but then
They kind
brought
of,
in. I don't entirely remember, but I think that's what it was.
Because that would be quite
Mandalore,
interesting.
the guy
to know.
Mandalore, I don't think he's human.
You
I don't
know,
entirely remember.
one of our friends who's going to listen to this.
Oh, he's going to rip us apart.
Kieran, he's such a big Star Wars fan. Everything we've gotten wrong, or he's essay by Kieran. guys, I don't mean to criticize, but we're like Kieran. So we're sorry. We should have brought Kieran on actually for this. It would have made sense. He would have loved this.
My knowledge all comes from the films, the Clone Wars, or the games. That's it.
Kieran loves the expanded
I didn't know
universe. You and him would have come to like blows.
exactly.
Just hit punch up on the camera like, "You're wrong, Ben. You're wrong."
The prequels are the best films.
There's the door, sir.
They're really, really.
Empire
not.
Strikes Back is the best film.
Yeah.
It's why don't get me wrong. Actually, to be fair, to the prequels, credit where credit's due. Then, like you said, I think it's how you worded it.
Terrible.
Where we grew
But
up
we
with
were
them.
the right age. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them for that.
Yeah.
I think, and like
They were,
looking back
they were
now,
aimed at our age group.
Attack of the Clones. It doesn't do, it doesn't do much for me. Attack of the Clones, but the Phantom Menace, I can sit and watch the whole thing and enjoy it. And the same Revenge of the Sith. I mean, the dialogue can be a bit cringy at times, but as a film, I actually quite enjoy it. Like,
And
I
they
don't
didn't go
remember
overkill.
Revenge of the Sith.
It's
Like,
actually
at
quite
all.
good.
I quite like it.
to be honest-
But it didn't go overkill on the green screen for Phantom Menace.
No,
It was actual real places, so it was
Yeah.
nice to look at.
but I think the thing that really gets me hooked still is I love a great fight that's been choreographed really well. And that's one thing no one can ever knock the prequels for, are the way they choreograph their lightsaber fights. They are very well done. And the thing I love is each trilogy seems to be going for a different approach to the whole lightsaber combat, which is awesome because obviously in the first film, due to lack of in the first trilogy, due to lacks of technology,
Well,
they
they were
were
plugged
kind
in,
of
so
exactly they couldn't
move too
be
much.
that maneuverable. And then suddenly they kind of went to the other extreme in the prequels, and it worked. Like having the Jedi being using the Force to jump really high and move and like do all these really cool spinny fights.
What's
and
that
stuff.
thing like Anakin and Obi one doing Revenge of the Sith, but like literally throwing them around their head and then
Yeah.
you lock. It's like
It's because I think they're both looking for an opening as they're spinning that
Yeah.
quickly, and then it's just like they both think they've got the
Slam.
same. When they know each other so well, it's almost like they both thought the same thing at the same time and went for it.
Well, it's like the Force push as well, and they push against each other. It's just like
But what
that
I
must be so stupid acting.
they it probably just look like you're pushing him with your mind.
And then the crane will throw you backwards.
But what I loved about the new films is because if you think about it, Luke we never saw Luke being taught how to fight with a lightsaber. We saw him being taught how to deflect bullets, and we saw him being taught how to use the Force. We never saw him taught to duel with a lightsaber.
Was Obi-Wan meant to have taught him that?
We didn't see it. He was only on the spaceship.
remember.
He was teaching him, so he didn't have that
I don't
much
know why
time.
I'm thinking that. Like maybe he was meant to, like in the
But
background.
but you can kind of tell, like
Well, on the Falcon against.
No, but that was bullet
I guess
deflecting.
sword on sword, right? Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying lightsaber v lightsaber
Right,
combat.
right.
He was never taught to duel, I guess. And what I love is when in Episode 7, watch Kylo Ren. And he's got a very aggressive sword stance, but it's not all the over-the-top Jedi fighting. It's like they weren't
He's
taught that.
like a scrub, yeah.
But he's been taught something because he knows how to fight with his lightsaber, but it's just a very different style of combat. It's like they've had to make their own, which I love that. I think that's a really cool thing that they're not flipping around because it shows a bit of attention to detail. Like realistically, Snoke might have been able to teach him, we don't know.
Yeah.
But as far as we're aware, there is no one. I mean, Snoke. We know Snoke probably does know some of that lightsaber fighting, but as far as we're aware, he doesn't. We haven't seen it.
like,
We have no
just-
signs of him knowing it.
Twiddle your lightsaber and look cool. That's
So
how we do it.
it feels very. Like if
It's
you
just
watch
like a
Game
real
yeah,
sword
if-
fight.
Well,
Well,
nah,
not, you know what I mean?
not
like
a real
more,
sword
more
fight.
like more realistic.
It feels more like what we see in
Not
like
slow.
actual.
Was
It feels
he-
like what we see in
Yeah.
actual sword fighting films, like in any Game of Thrones
I mean, it's
and
not
things
like
like
a
that.
slow like the original film. It's not
Was
big,
Kylo
nothing,
Ren
but they're not
briefly
flipping.
trained by Luke?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
well, I don't know
signed
how
him.
long that was on for.
But again, look, this was my point. Luke was never taught how to duel, as far as we've
Oh
seen.
yeah, that's properly.
So
So he
Luke-
doesn't know, so he can't teach.
He will be teaching him his own kind of thing. It's like
Oh,
they've kind of
yeah.
created their own new form of lightsaber combat. And like, I love the fact that Finn was going toe to toe, and apparently Finn must be slightly force sensitive because he was able to turn the lightsaber on. Apparently, if you're not force sensitive, you can't turn on a lightsaber. I read somewhere.
Maybe. I mean, well, people talked about it, haven't they? Because Han Solo does it.
Oh,
to
yeah,
open up the Taunt
maybe he
door.
was slightly force sensitive.
I know people have talked about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I remember saying.
But it doesn't mean he can
is.
use the force, but he can.
Yeah.
In the ow.
Well, how many midichlorians does he have?
In the expanded universe, Leia had a lightsaber, and I think she trained with Luke for a while. And then that would be quite cool. I don't think they will bring that in, but it would be quite cool if they did.
Well,
but
she's a bit old now.
in these films, it's like they've kept her to her political roots, which is cool. It's still a good. I like it. And this is the problem, is with Star Wars, you now got a kind of a conflict brewing between the expanded universe fans and the fans of the new films. And I can understand both sides of the argument. I get them wanting to have a fresh start, because obviously it gives the writers who are making these films a chance to kind of try something new. Which I know you could also argue they didn't quite do that with The Force Awakens, because it is quite similar to A New Hope. But I reckon I think the next one will be something very different. And like Rogue One,
Hopefully, yeah.
we would have seen Rogue One by the time we released this podcast. But from everything we've heard, it's very different. But
The Force Awakens feels like it was like a safe sort of start to go back into.
Yeah.
They knew it was going to.
It's kind of testing the water, isn't it? See that it's still as loved as it was.
It wasn't going to be amazing, but it was going to do well. Like people were going to respond well to it, which they did, because they knew it was a safe thing to go to. And it did change it up a bit. I mean, like with the Han Solo and Kylo Ren scene. I mean, that was like,
Well, did they do? Because you could technically say Han Solo was the Obi-Wan and Kylo Ren was Darth Vader there.
Yes. But it's similar, but they're adding stuff to it, which makes it so much stronger, for me at least. And the fact they're playing with such big characters.
One thing that I really did love was the trailers leading up to The Force Awakens had everyone believe that Finn was the Jedi. And I don't know about you, but I never guessed it was Rey. I thought it was him, and Rey was going to play. I thought she was going to be, instead of a gunman like Solo, she was just going to use her pole to fight.
Right, the blind guy in the new one.
Yeah. And I thought that was what they were going for with it. And then when she is like, "You're the Jedi," and I was like, I'm really happy, because you know how everything gets leaked nowadays. Like, and it's like they've just released a new Fast and Furious trailer. And have you seen it, Rick?
No.
Oh, okay. Spoilers, but it's in the trailer anyway, so you're gonna know. Vin Diesel's kind of the main antagonist now against the rest of his crew.
Oh, we'll see. I think.
So, but there's obviously a reason behind it. But they managed to keep that all on lockdown. Like you didn't find that out before the trailer. Whereas the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, which is amazing, people annoyingly, because they showed the footage at Brazil Comic Con, people there were putting it up online and telling people exactly what happens in it. So we were getting information leaked before we'd seen it and experienced it.
But you need to go find that. If you just ignore it, because I didn't know anything till I watched the trailer.
If you
John's a diehard Spider-Man fan, so
but I don't do that for any movie.
But things I like other things. So I like things on Facebook, for example, that are connected to Spider-Man, and then I don't get a say anymore. So I log in on my homepage or something, and go, "This happened in Spider-Man Homecoming." I'm like,
you still need to read.
Yeah, but you can't help it when it's a big font saying it away. Like
okay, the headline might say Spider-Man for something, but then you need to read.
On Monday morning, I went onto YouTube to get ready to upload a video, and it was the day after The Walking Dead had been released in America, but the day before. It was the morning of the day it was getting released over here.
The UK's
and
day behind.
It said I won't say it for spoilers reasons, but it was like this character's death scene. I was like, oh great. I guess I thought I had a feeling he might be dying, but I didn't know. And now
we get an agenda.
Oh, did you just assume? And yeah, that was really irritating. We've gone way off topic. Let's go back to Star Wars because
I have something. I was gonna say something I saw. I think it was yesterday, but I thought it was quite funny. So you know how?
Sorry, continue.
You know how Yoda is teaching Luke how to do these flips and like sort of do handstands, all this sort of stuff. Someone was saying, why is he doing this? What's the point? And then he says, well, if you look how Yoda fights in Attack of the Clones, he's teaching him his fighting style.
Yeah.
The pointless flips and twirls.
Do you think? Could you imagine if in the next film, Episode 8, Luke's doing that? Like Luke goes into a fight and then like, oh, he's old now, he won't be able to do much. And he's just like, vroom, 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 and everyone's like, oh
That's
my
what you do
god,
when you're old.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen like that picture. Like, as soon as the first film came out, it was Mark Hamill on Daisy Ridley's back.
Yeah.
Like, I will train you. I'm your backpack.
That was really funny. Yeah, I love it. He's got some like him. Mark Hamill in interviews is brilliant. He just seems like such a great guy, and like the stuff he comes out with is really funny. One thing I hope they do change for the new for new films. I hope Rey makes her own lightsaber. that lightsaber is being used in every film by like the main character now. It's kind of like let's get something new. It's time you're changing up the characters. Let's change up the lightsaber too. Keep it around, but don't
Well, it's
keep
not even
using
that
it.
special, really. I mean, it's the first lightsaber you ever see.
And it also kind of
But,
contradicts the fact that your lightsaber is meant to be personal to you and be for your fighting style, because that means that she's got an identical fighting style to Anakin and
But
Luke.
it makes sense
Or
for the
she's
movies. Like
Luke's
the previous
daughter.
one.
And
No,
it's
it
a
makes
family
sense.
saber.
Yeah, it's been carried across,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming a lot of them have been lost as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And making your own one, who's got the,
Obi-Wan's
who,
lost
who
one,
knows how
Anakin's
to
lost
make
one.
one now?
Okay,
Did I lose
no,
one?
no,
I
you
think
say
he
that.
lost one.
Okay, this is going to a very different series, but have you read did you read all the Aragon book series? Because a lot, you can tell in there's a lot of inspiration from Star Wars in
I've
the
never
books.
read them, so I don't know.
And again, like the Dragon Riders make their own weapons, their own swords or axes, whatever they fight with, and it is completely custom to them. And in the Aragorn's talking about how he needs, he was able to use, he got a Dragon Rider sword which was quite similar to his, but it got taken from him. And the person who made them vowed to never ever make.
Wait, this is his
a
first
dragon
one he
sword?
gets?
Yeah, the red sword in the
The
film.
red one, right,
Yeah, he loses it, and he wants his own. And she's like, I refuse to make anymore. I made a vow because the sword I made has killed so many dragons. I refuse to let that happen. And eventually they do kind of she finds a loophole in her vow where she possesses him with magic and makes the sword through him. But she tries to give him a Dragon Rider sword she had saved for someone who used kind of almost like a big two-handed type thing. And because it didn't suit his fighting style at all, he tried it and he was like, I'm going to die if I use this because it just doesn't fit my fighting style at all. And again, I know it's only the handle for a lightsaber, but it must be the same thing. Like, your hands might not be able to grip it because he's got quite a chunky, big lightsaber handle.
Who?
Anakin.
Oh, it's huge.
So for other people, it might if you've got
Like
smaller
Vader
hands,
as
for
well,
example.
it's
It's,
huge again.
But still, the
Not
issue
the
is
best.
how are they going to make a new one? Because they have to go to Ilum to get the crystal, kind of thing.
but surely,
How do they still?
hopefully Obi-Wan
Smash
or
open Anakin's and be like, I'm taking this.
well, to be fair, they could just take the crystal and reforge. But Luke makes his own green one.
Well, this is the thing. It's just before.
Oh, yeah.
This is before the Ilum stuff was all a thing.
My point is the
so-
fact that is in the stories means, and we all accepted that and believed that. It means that we could accept it if Rey makes her own lightsaber.
I'd be okay
I
with
could
it.
believe it. I wouldn't be like, oh, that's not plausible.
I bet maybe Luke found it, or maybe Luke takes her there. Maybe they're putting Ilum in the film.
Well, he's on the planet he's supposed to be on. Is like one of the original Jedi
Is he on
temples.
Yavin?
No, I don't know what I can't remember what it's
I can't remember what it
called.
was.
But it's one of the original Jedi temples, isn't it? Or the original Jedi temple. I
Some
think
spare crystals.
he's looking there for answers. Which is actually quite interesting because that's what in you haven't seen Rebels.
my marbles.
Rebels, it's the big story with Darth Maul is slight spoilers here for Rebels. Do you mind if I say actually because you haven't seen it? Okay, I won't say it. But it's kind of a similar. There could be a connection between what Luke's doing and what they're doing. This is just a theory I'm coming up with, but
Well, they're now both in production at the same time, so
it's entirely
they
possible.
can do
yeah.
that now. Yeah.
That's another thing. Like for Rebels, I'm enjoying it, so I can't say it's a bad thing. But I wish they stopped feeling the need to be so dependent on having Jedi's as main characters.
Yeah.
Like the series about Rebels, you could have just followed a Rebel squad. And I reckon it'd been really good. I mean, it is still really good with the two Jedi. I'm not knocking it at all. I really enjoy Rebels, and that's why I'm hoping when we go to see Rogue One later, but
They move away from.
when they move away from
yeah.
Jedi, like you've got the perfect opportunity here to do a film purely on the. I mean, having Darth Vader in makes sense. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But bringing in another when the Jedi is supposed to be being hunted down, and the issue for me is if you have Jedi now before Luke, it makes Luke less of a big deal being a Jedi to join the Rebel Alliance. Like the reason it's so great that Luke's there is that all the Jedi are supposed to be gone
He's like the
and have
only
been gone
one.
for a very long time. Whereas if you have them keep popping up like this, like you've got Ezra and Kanan helping the rebels right now, and then if you have like,
Yeah.
I've had a mental blank on Jan,
Who?
the
Oh,
girl, Jin.
Jin. Yeah.
If you have
Give it up for a
Jin
minute.
becomes a Jedi, I'll be like, oh please no, you don't need to do that. Like, and then it kind of it also defeats her character. Like, I feel it takes away from her character. The fact that she could do this amazing
Jin is Snoke.
Oh, that, yeah. But if her character
It's a bit
could
messed up.
just lead a team of non-force users, just normal
Yeah.
people.
It's just like a normal, like it's like almost a war film.
Exactly. I think
like
that gives
a
them
spy-
so
a
much.
spy film, I guess,
That
this
adds
one.
so much more to their characters. They are just your average run-of-the-mill soldiers going in there, and it's something else entirely. It's not the force that's making them succeed. It is they are doing something else entirely to win this war. And I think Star Wars can work on that angle really well.
Yeah. Well, they can because it's a separate, completely separate thing. It's like this is not the main trilogy, so you can now do whatever you want with this.
Yeah.
So,
But this is the thing. Like again, like in A New Hope, Han Solo's like talking to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like, "Oh, the Jedi are just a myth. They're not real." If you keep having Jedi pop up in other films, it's like that's not a believable sentence that he's saying that the Jedi are just a myth, because it's like, oh, actually it's not true, because we had like 10 of them last week here fighting, and it's like, no, move away from it. And it's like again, like the Force Awakens, no, not Force Awakens, I apologize. What was the Force Unleashed? Having another Sith being trained by Vader was a bit of a stretch. It's apparently a really good game though, to be fair.
I really enjoyed it. That was an interesting one. I remember, I think it was the end of the second one. I never did it, but I think it was like a DLC or something where you'd fight Leia, who had a saber. I think the concept, I think Luke had died and she had taken over as the new Jedi. And she turns up and kicks your ass, basically.
She's like the strongest with the Force.
Yeah, well, I think she was very strong. But I liked it because... Spoilers for The Force Unleashed.
Again, they came out ages ago.
Yeah, just in case. He dies at the beginning of the end of this first one.
But he's cloned, isn't he?
He's cloned. Yeah. But I think the whole idea of the second one is he the real one? Is he not? I don't know if you ever find out in the end, because you have the light side, the dark side ending. The dark side one, you're like, oh no, I think like light side, you're good, and you take Vader into custody, and you take him aboard a ship. It's like, well, obviously he breaks out. And then the dark side one, you're assassinated by another clone of yourself. He just comes out, behind you, stabs you to the back, and he takes his hood off. He's like, yeah, I'm super evil and cool. And he's, takes Vader, and it's like, yeah, let's go, bro.
And then Vader kills him. It's like, damn it, story over.
Yeah, and then I guess they never did a third one because the second one didn't do very well. I liked it because it was... I focused on the dark side a lot more. It was purely dark. It wasn't Jedi, unless you were like, oh, maybe super goody two-shoes.
But that's one of the great things about Star Wars, I think, though, is you can make so many different spin-offs. And we've talked about this before, about such a large universe.
It's a limited world, yeah.
But obviously, you do have to be careful of things like that. Like, you're saying the Jedi are a myth because they haven't been around for so long. So you can't keep bringing Jedi. Like, as far as I'm aware, there aren't any Jedi. There's one guy who looks like he could have been a Jedi, and the one who uses the stick. Yeah. Because he keeps talking about the Force and everything, and the planet's meant to be a very Force-sensitive planet.
I reckon he's just like a complete wannabe. He's like, I wish I was a Jedi, so I'm going to train and be like as close as possible to a Jedi.
That could be interesting. Kind
like
of concept.
Like not a fanatic, but
and maybe he trained. Maybe he trained with a Jedi without being a Jedi. Just got trained and fighting and stuff, and like the way they respect life and things like that, without maybe being a Jedi kind of thing.
That being the Force-sensitive type. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, because like they haven't made any hint. For example, like they could have brought, if they wanted the Easter eggs to connect everything, they could have brought like Obi-Wan back, because like Ewan McGregor asked him to come back as Obi-Wan and like help out, but he doesn't go near the Rebel Alliance as far as we're aware. He stayed on Tatooine as far as we're led to believe. Yeah. He's
in hiding.
So I don't think they will do that. I mean, that's one of those things that would very conflict me. Like I would love it, be like, oh, Ewan McGregor's back as Obi-Wan, yeah, but at the same time, like, oh, did they need to do that?
That's like you're saying, like how Darth Vader turns up. That's awesome, because he's not like, oh, there's adding this new person. It's like he is a classic, like everybody loves him, and having him back is just like, ugh.
But it makes sense for him to be there.
And he should be there.
Exactly.
He's looking out for the Death Star. So,
he fits. Yeah, it fits for him being there. It's not like he's there for the sake of marketing or getting people hyped. There is a genuine reason in the story for Darth Vader to be in this situation. So. Yeah, like that's great that he's back and you can make sense of it.
And he can turn Jin into Mara Jade.
I just realised the question we asked at the beginning, we've just talked about Star Wars generally. We haven't actually said what we would what we'd actually want to be though.
You two haven't.
Bounty hunter.
So you'd be a bounty hunter, but
preferably with so undercover Force powers. There you go.
Undercover Force
don't come
powers.
hunting me down. I'm like just this quick so we're gonna give you like 5,000 credits. I'm like, you want to give me 10 million credits? I want to give you 10 million credits.
I think I'd be a Jedi for a few years until I was around 25, 30. Then I'd retire from the Order, and then we start our Jedi mercenary business. Go and get some credits and get chased down by Yoda and Mace Windu. Yeah.
Did like Jedi get like minimum wage or something?
No,
they have accommodation in the temple.
I don't think they get paid. I think they just get like. It's kind of like one of those jobs, isn't it, where your pay is kind of your accommodation and your food and everything like that. It's not actually, so you never have to worry about rent.
Yeah, I would volunteer as what a Jedi.
I don't think you'd ever have to worry about money, because everything's kind of provided for you that you need. But then you wouldn't be able to get luxuries, kind of like I want a widescreen TV. Like they'd be like,
I
no,
want,
it's not.
I want a wife. No, I want a prostitute. Yes.
Wait, will
No
you
love. I win.
Will you become emotionally attached to this prostitute? No.
Unknown.
Yeah, no.
We'll see.
I think it'd be quite cool to try a bit, like, if you could be a different race, that'd be quite interesting. Like, because for example, Zabrak, they look quite similar to humans, obviously, with the horns.
Well, they've
The
got very
idea is
rough.
that you wouldn't
Do you
be
think-
aware you're a different
do you
race.
think they'd feel physically different to being a human?
Well, yeah, you got horns in your head.
No, but in terms of like your, for example, like your fitness and your endurance,
okay.
would you
might
be
be.
would you be
Well,
stronger?
that's the
Would you
thing,
be
'cause
faster?
The way they're brought up is very different because they live in a tribe, and they're
also,
the
if they're-
females are the dominant in that species.
But would it be like
The they're like
is the gravity
But
like higher on their planet, so they would have to have a stronger body to survive?
I don't know.
That's something else I was thinking about Star Wars. Obviously, every planet's got different gravity fields. So might be some aliens who are like huge and really ripped because their gravity's so heavy. Then they go to a planet like Earth and they're just like pretty much
Floating away like, oh,
It's so light here. It must be so.
hold on to me.
But then, like, also you get a human who goes to a planet with like 10 times Earth's gravity, or something, just splats into the floor.
Well, so if you land, you're like, oh god.
Yeah, coming down to
Crawling into the
land,
seat,
he's
like, "Ah."
trying to land his plane, he's falling off the joystick, his hands just sliding off away. So everybody's like, no.
You're on a 2 unit, like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, get me out of here, please. Turn on the artificial gravity.
I think, yeah. So Rick, what would you say? You'd be like a grey Jedi then. So I think
Yeah.
we'd all want. I think everyone would want Force sensitive powers related to the Star Wars universe, wouldn't you? I think it'd
It's
be
kind of cool.
Kind of missing it.
a bit weird. Yeah, you'd kind of see other people. It'd be like if Hogwarts was real and you never got your letter, and everyone out and your friends did. You'd be like, I'm not really like I don't get the good life, do I?
Don't get the good life. Get taken away to a magical school with a creepy old man.
Who, Yoda or Dumbledore?
Both.
Well, at least Dumbledore doesn't kill his kids, unlike Yoda, who apparently traps them behind a frozen waterfall if they're not good enough.
I don't know, it's not his
The
fault.
only one that
That's
Dumbledore
slow.
plots to murder is Harry.
Does he?
Yeah, that's the whole, he knows Harry's gonna have to die. He pretty much
Oh.
breeds him to
Oh,
die.
yeah.
There's actually a really interesting theory on that Dumbledore's not a good guy. Like, it's just a fan theory, but he leaves him with a family who he knows are going to be abusive towards him for like 11 years, when he could have easily got him adopted in the Wizarding world. Like the Weasley family probably would have adopted him before they knew him. They're the kind of family that would do.
Maybe
the
they
right
wanted
thing
to
like
harden him
that.
for the trials ahead.
I think it was more giving him the choice, wasn't it? Letting
Yeah.
him see both, like letting him see that world first, and then if afterwards he
Well,
wants
the
to
thing is, he
become
was
a-
buddies with
Yeah,
Grindelwald
he's
and
putting
stuff.
him off the Muggles. Like, he doesn't want to be a Muggle.
Did you
now,
read all
'cause they're
that?
horrible.
Yeah, he was. There's theories that he was romantically involved with Grindelwald. As
Yeah,
isn't
well,
there?
he wasn't. No, there was. Yeah, he was in love with Grindelwald, but Grindelwald didn't feel that way about him.
Like, he's like, no, we're just bros.
I read that somewhere, but I don't know
Bro
if that was
zoned.
confirmed. Whether that was a
Brozone,
theory or whether that was confirmed by JK, I can't remember that.
Okay, Rick, would you be another race or would you be human?
Don't know. It's weird to feel like another race, but if you grew up as that race, then it'd be normal. So
But is there any you kind of curious? Like, I wonder what it like. For example, if you're a Twi'lek and you have the big,
that'd be kind of funky. But at
What-
the same
what
time,
are
I
they?
really wouldn't want
they're
that.
not tentacles. You know what I mean? The big like.
It's
things
like
Yeah, like
cartilage
tentacle-
horns.
Yeah, it's almost like big. Yeah, not quite ears, but they are kind of there. Made of ear, I guess. Yeah,
Made of
cartilage.
ear.
Fuck, made of air.
I guess that's what they are. 'Cause do they have ears? Or just have holes?
Well, they
like
must be
maybe-
able to hear from somewhere.
I mean, it's got holes.
I
inside
think they
their
have a
head.
small hole behind it.
I
Like,
can't
I
remember.
can't remember actually. Now I'm thinking about it.
What about
I can't remember all this.
pure blood Sith?
No, because again, we said this. Like, I think.
Kind of be fun to be a
Tentacles on your
Wookiee.
chin.
Oh, that okay. But also the fact that you're
Oh
kind
no,
of.
the pure bloods, the red guys.
Yeah. But you're again, if you follow the
Basically,
Sith way of life, you're raising someone to kill you. You're raising your own
You don't have to be a
death.
Sith.
That's true.
Just
true.
your race. We're just saying races.
Yeah, it's just a race.
But
Stuck
So
up.
you'd probably be like, butchered and killed for turning down the Sith.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a sign of weakness because they're all about power. So if you
Yeah.
didn't become one, they'd be like, "He's weak, get him," and you'd be like, "Oh no, please don't."
Get him.
Kill you all.
But yeah, okay, guys, I think that's probably a good place to end it before we keep going way off topic anymore. But thank you so much for listening, and if you liked it, please give us a like and a subscribe. And if you have any topics you'd like us to talk about, please leave them in the comment section below. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.